Hello everyone, I hope you're having a great day today. So today we are doing a Middle England Tudor inspired house that was inspired by a recent trip that I went to the middle of England by some surprise by the name of the build. And we went to Worcester and Stratford and some other places, and they have some really old buildings that are from the 16th or 17th century, so they're all wooden, sort of wood based with the panels in them, and they're brick, and they're super old and super nice. So I thought that I would recreate one of these in the Sims, because using the Get Together expansion pack, you can create some wonderful old looking Tudor buildings in the game. So on the outside, this house is actually based on one that we actually visited. So it had a little like underneath passageway bit that was where all the coaches and horses kind of went through to be parked, well, not parked, but taken through to the back and like drop people off. So we kind of got that going on here, and then out the back we have a walled garden that's inspired by some of the old walled gardens as well. So with the house itself, I kind of split it into three. So the oldest part would be the front of the house with the white and the brown sort of the wall pattern on that, using that style. And then the second oldest part would be the extension on the right as we're looking at it now, with the actual bits of stone in it. And then the newest part of this build would be the red brick building, the red brick extension that kind of matches with the flooring I actually go with in the end for the outside. So I kind of wanted to represent them kind of extending over the different periods of time, so we get different bricks, but we still got that same sort of texture of the wood kind of coming through, and all the beams as well. And I also chose different windows for each of the buildings as well. So the oldest part has the smallest windows, and then they get progressively bigger as they kind of get more money to build and stuff. And that also is reflected through the chimneys as well. And then the outside, I kind of made it look like it was actually in a town, as obviously I have made it in Windenburg, so I chose a lot that was big enough so it could actually fit on. So it's really, this building should be in a town, but it is out in the middle of the country, which also works as well. So we had some good fun when we were away. We only went away for 3 days, and we had like an afternoon in Worcester where we just walked around and went to the house that this is inspired by, which is owned by the National Trust. So if you're in that area, you can go in and see it for yourself. And then on the Wednesday, we went to Stratford, and we went around some of the Shakespeare stuff, and we went to the Royal Shakespeare Company Theatre, and we had a little tour up this massive, they have like a tower built on the side, so we went up there, and it gives you a really good look of the entire surrounding area, which was really cool and fun. And we didn't see a play because the only one that we would want to see was on at like, I think it was 7 or something like that, and had Christopher Eccleston in, which is one of my favourite doctors. So it was a shame we couldn't go see him, but it was time related rather than not actually wanting to. And we had a good snoop around, and then we had a little walk by the river, because that is alongside there as well. And then we had a look around the town. I was actually quite surprised that the town wasn't as big as I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to have quite a few different places. It had some nice independent shops, but it didn't have that many like other normal shops, so that was a bit disappointing, but it was fun anyway. So this, we are actually getting into the decorating now because I've actually had things to talk about. So this is the kitchen, and I kind of tried to make it look like a farmhouse kitchen. So we've got the stone from the outside on the inside, we've got 2 ranges, and we've got a hood, and we're using quite a lot of dark wood colours and tones, and sort of using the flagstone floors as well, which are actually the Jungle Adventure ones because they work super well. So we're using that on the bottom floor, and I did actually forget to furnish the bathroom, but I did do before I put it on the gallery. And so this is kind of like a really traditional English kitchen. We've got some old looking cabinets and loads of bits of to display your sort of pots and finery, fine china, and I did a little like crates and milk cartons as well to kind of indicate that they like to get their produce from maybe the local farmers, because there's a lot of farmland around there, and sort of kind of went off that as the inspiration. And there's quite a lot of sort of big units that I tried to put in this build, kind of because they wouldn't be able to like build or extend this property even more, because obviously it's listed. So you have a lot of fun in England when you get involved with listed buildings and actually doing anything to them. So I thought they would buy a lot of units and put their like objects and stuff in them, rather than actually having shelves and stuff on the wall. And then I used the really old fireplace from Cats and Dogs just to kind of have one nearly enough in every room, because I thought obviously back in the day you would need a good fireplace because there ain't no heating back in the 17th century. So it's all the log fires and stuff just to set that theme. And it's quite cozy inside. The top part of it is actually a double the medium height wall, so we've got that bit of extra height, and the bottom floors are all the single height, so you kind of get a bit more light and airy upstairs. And we use the Jungle Adventure flooring as well to the wooden floor, because it looks really rustic and old and super nice. And the living room actually spans across the 2 parts of the building, so that's kind of a central hub sort of thing for the building, because that's what it was actually like in the house that we visited. So I thought I'd keep that feature. So the bit where you enter is sort of an entrance hall. It's sort of a place that you would do formal business, or if you were having sort of a formal visit, you kind of keep that to the downstairs bit that leads up to this room. So you kind of got a more cozy feel to the upstairs and sort of a more formal sort of on show kind of vibe for the downstairs bit. And I tried to put in a lot of like old detail. I put in a few cracks on the walls as well, because obviously it is an old listed building, so it would it's so good with words today. And I blame the heat, because it is going to be warm today and lovely, instead of being wet and miserable like it was for the entire time we were actually away. Which is always fun when you're made to trade rounds National Trust places in the wet. Which is not fun at all, and everyone was a bit grumpy after that. And this is the study area, so we've got a desk which obviously has a computer, and we've got some old looking bookshelves, and we've kind of got, I've been using a lot of the winged back seating from Cats and Dogs in this build, because I thought that fitted in quite nicely. It still kind of had the modern aspect, but also kind of gave that country traditional vibe as well. So then this is the sort of second double bed. It's kind of if you have any guests or if you've got a teenager, then it'll be quite good if you're doing any gameplay inside. And it's kind of, this room is a bit more darker than the master bedroom. It's kind of picking out some of the darker tones, and because we were using like wooden walls, I kind of wanted to bring some injection of colour, and kind of used quite stark contrast with having like whites and against the blacks and the browns as well. And then we have down on this part, we have underneath here, we have a games room and the kids' bedroom as well. And then we have, on the opposite side, we have a family bathroom and the master bedroom as well. And now we're working on the bathroom. So I kind of left these shelves for cats and dogs up in this room. So I was like, oh, I've put them up here for a reason, obviously. So I made it into a little feature behind the bath, just to kind of give extra shelving and make it look like it's sort of a built-in unit, and kind of wanted to match the plumbing up with each other. So we're using all the get together stuff, and then just added in a matching cabinet in between the sinks, because I wanted some areas to put in some decorative stuff like some soap and some stuff. It's quite a big space as well, so I put in a seating area. So if you want to chill out in the bathroom, then totally go for it. And we have a few decorative items here and there. I did add in laundry baskets, but no way to wash your clothes. So if you do want to play with laundry, then you can add the laundry stuff in if you want to, or just take it out if you don't. So this is the master bedroom. So we have a lovely 4-poster bed, and we kind of make this room into their own little sort of hideaway. If the parents had any kids, they could come in here and relax a bit and kind of get away from the family if they wanted to. And we add in a lot of seating areas, and we add in a little desk space as well, just so they can do some private sort of stuff just tucked away in their own little space. And this room was quite big as well, considering the size of the actual other rooms. And we used some little red wing backs because I wanted to pop of colour in here. And I do use a lot of the cats and dogs paintings as well to bring in a lot of colour and just a bit more intrigue. So this is the kids' bedroom. So this is under the study area. So we have a toddler bed and we have a kids' bed as well. And I was trying to get them to match, but they don't quite match in colour, which is super annoying, but it will have to do. And we kind of got stuff for toddlers and we have stuff for kids as well. So it's kind of half and half. Obviously there's a fireplace in there, so I don't know how health and safety that is actually going to be for kids, but I also pop in a pet bed as well by the fireplace. So if they do have a cat or a pupper, then they can come and stay in their room and keep nice and toasty when it is super cold outside, especially as it has been for the last month or so, super cold. So I thought that would be a nice little feature. And then that's when I realized that I actually had some room to do a games room. So I was just popping a few items in, and then we get a load of toys and stuff out and just make it a lot more cozier, and putting in a big rug as well. It was really hard to pick curtains to go in this build because I wanted some like older traditional ones, but I didn't want them as like to look ugly and that is sometimes a bit challenging, shall we say, in The Sims to get some nice looking curtains. And then just to finish off the inside, we are doing the games room. So we have a TV with some games consoles and some cushions to sit on. We've got Don't Wake the Llama, we've got foosball table and some more wing backs and a stereo as well. And I think that's quite cool having it off the kids room as well, because that would kind of extend their play area a bit. And then we're working on the walled garden, so we kind of got a water fountain in the middle to kind of have a feature, and then we've got some pillars about, and I kind of wanted to make it somewhat formal and somewhat sort of that it's natural as well. So we kind of got plants growing up the posts, and then we've kind of got free growing of plants. I was going to say placing. Obviously we are placing them. And then we've got little rose wall, which is white rose, which I kind of was like, oh, I've accidentally done it. Like, oh, the white rose of doing the red and white rose thing, the Tudors and Lancasters by accident, if anyone gets that reference. It's actually funny because one of the houses that we went to had a chair in it, and it was like had a sign out saying this chair was made by the same wood and furnishing as the same bed that Richard III slept in. I was like, wee what insightful knowledge. Thank you for sharing that with me. That place was also funny because they made you wear blue plastic shoe coverings to protect the carpet, in quote unquote, so you kind of looked like you were going around solving a murder mystery while you were visiting the National Trust, which would have been more fun, if I do say so. They've got to solve a good murder in a National Trust house. And I tried to add in a lot of big sheltering trees because I thought they would have quite big large trees because they would have been there for hundreds of years beforehand. So kind of wanted to create some natural shade because I didn't want to build too many structures. We do have a seating area outside just behind the house as well, and just some 2 park cars as well, just to indicate that they're now using it as a carport. So these are the screenshots, just give you a look at the layout and a bit closer look at all the rooms as well. So I hope you enjoyed this build. If you did, feel free to leave a like, and if you'd like to see any more builds, then feel free to subscribe, and hopefully I will see you in the next one. Bye.